Time now for our game of the week on Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation. Butch Stearns, Kerry Byrne, time for our game of the week of Cold Hard Football Facts. Packers at Giants. These currently are the number 3 and 4 seeds in the NFC. A lot at stake with the 7-3 Packers going to play the 6-4 Giants in primetime. A lot at stake.
Well, a big glamorous game between two NFC powers, the guys who have won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls, by the way, but more importantly, both in very tight divisional races. The Packers lose, Minnesota plays Chicago. One of those teams is going to win. The Packers lose, they're out of first place. And the Giants right now, the Cowboys, are off schedule the rest of the way, kind of playing a little better, nipping at the heels of the New York Giants. Both teams could really find themselves in a death struggle for the division lead after this week if they don't win this game.
Cold Hard Football Facts is all about the numbers and the numbers that specifically correlate to victory. So, Kerry, let's look at your numbers and look at these two teams. And when we look at the Packers' numbers, it really paints a pretty clear picture of why they've been successful.
Well, the Green Bay, we say, is winning the old-fashioned way by dominating the airwaves over NFL battlefields. People like to talk about establish the run. We go throughout all of history and find that even Vince Lombardi's Packers won because they were the most efficient passing offense paired with the most efficient passing defense, the team that played best against opposing quarterbacks. Habitually number 1 in pass rating differential under Vince Lombardi. And once again under Mike McCarthy. Look at some of these numbers. In 2009, where they started to kind of get their mojo going, number 2 in pass rating differential. 2010, they won the Super Bowl, number 1 in pass rating differential. 2011, they went 15-1, number 1 in pass rating differential. And number 1 in that indicator again, it means Aaron Rodgers is playing very well, and that defense is making opposing quarterbacks very inefficient. It's a traditional formula for success in the NFL. Nobody does it better than the Green Bay Packers.
So let's look at the Giants and the numbers behind them. I'm going to relate the Giants to Joe Frazier. During the regular season, they take body punch after body punch after body punch. They finish 9-7, but all of a sudden they hang around late. They get a second life. The playoffs roll around, and these numbers are painting that same picture again.
It's unbelievable. If you look at all the stats that we look at that define champions throughout history, the 2 worst champions, and I don't mean this as an insult to the New York Giants. In fact, it may be a compliment, but the 2 worst teams statistically ever to go on to win a championship were the 2007 and 2011 Giants, and we know that alone by their records, 10-6 and 9-7. But somehow, like you said, the Joe Frazier effect, they're able to get up off the mat and throw a haymaker to knock somebody out, and do it against the heavyweights week after week in the postseason. Right now, Giants fans have to be banking on that because this is an average team. Once again, Butch, look at any of our numbers: quality stats, power rankings, 12th. Passer rating differential, we talked about that as the mother of all stats, how good Green Bay is. They're mediocre, number 17, the New York Giants are. Eli Manning struggling, number 21 in real QB rating, number 22 in offensive passer rating. And by the way, they're having trouble stopping the run, too. Still a great pass rush, which they've been able to rely on, but not stopping the run. This is an average team right now, and maybe an average 6-5 team after Week 12.
All right, give us some more support about how much of a passing league it is and has always been, and these numbers that show how you back that up.
Yeah, well, what we do, and we track all these numbers, we call it correlation of victory and predictive rate of victory. And we track these all, Butch, at Cold Hard Football Facts Insider. If you're an Insider member, you get this information every week. But it's pretty powerful. And the reason we look at these numbers is because we want to know what stats win and lose football games. Correlation of victory, if you're better in passer rating, Butch, you're 131-28 this year. That's 824 winning percentage. If you're better in real QB rating, our stat that measures all aspects of QB play, you're winning 85% of NFL games. But here's the best part. As a predictor of victory, passer rating, good old passer rating that people like to mock, that the experts rip. Rick Riley's ripped it. Brian Billick's ripped it, a guy who won a Super Bowl because of passer rating. If you're just better in that number, you win 66% of NFL games. You are 105-54 this year. If you enter the game with a higher rated quarterback, don't look at home, don't look at away, don't look at running game, don't look at anything else. Who has a high rated quarterback, you win 2 of 3 NFL games. That's a remarkable predictor of victory.
So the numbers favor the Packers clearly in this game.
And the bottom line is, the numbers favor the Packers. Take a good hard look at what that spread is. And that obviously, make your judgments accordingly. But right now, if you're dominant in that passing number, you win these games time and time again. It looks to be a Packers victory.
My quick comment on this game, I find it fascinating at this time of the year for a lot of reasons. They're 2 champions, recent champions, with 2 good quarterbacks and 2 a lot of good players around them. The Packers started 2-3. They've won 5 in a row.
Yep.
The Giants have lost 2 in a row. They're both coming off buys. They have tough schedule ahead of them. They have division battles, as you said. This is really going to be a good football game.
The loser is in trouble. And, maybe not in trouble long term, but in trouble. They may not win that division. The loser of this game will probably be at best tied for first place in their respective divisions, or in Green Bay's case, they could be in second place if they lose this game. So a big game for both teams.
Packers Giants, our game of the week on Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation.